What's up, people? Let me explain a pretty simple concept. I was just talking about something that's similar to this concept, but this is kind of just one specific point. You know, I'm kind of talking about the same subject, but look, let me explain this. Okay, when people respect each other and live by kind of like unspoken, you know, kind of implied kind of code, you know, just kind of be decent to each other, whatever, civility, whatever, everybody kind of lives pretty good. You know what I mean? Everybody's having a good time, you know, we don't really step on each other's toes, we all kind of live fair, it's kind of like all good and stuff, right? Okay, that is what everybody wants for the most part, right? Okay, look, sometimes there's fucking stupid ass people that, you know, kind of see everybody doing shit, and then they kind of think they like discovered an exploit in that situation. They're like, hey, look, I can do this, I gotta take this shortcut and like kind of fuck people over a little bit, and look, like I might, you know, get away with it, like, you know, and then other people might see that and copy, and slowly but surely people start turning rotten, and they start fucking up that common sense G-code type shit with, I don't know if it's G-code, but you know, like basic decency and honor and shit. And slowly but surely they start turning to these fucking like scoundrels, these fucking thieves and fuckers, whatever the fuck you want to call them. And you know, and really the decent people, like they're trying so hard to hold on to their decency, you know, and they're seeing all these people kind of do all this fuck shit, and they're like, hey man, like we can't be having that. You know, sometimes they might punish them, they'll beat the shit out of them every so often, but generally speaking, if those people, those shithead people, keep getting away with that shit and it's advantageous and they keep getting ahead in life, eventually those honest people are gonna be like, you know what, like if these people are just gonna be doing this shit and getting away with it, I'm gonna do that shit too. And eventually it leads to a whole fucking rotten fucking bunch of everything. And that's kind of like I don't know, it says in the Bible, like a little bit of yeast works its way through a whole batch of dough, you know, one bad apple could fuck up the whole bunch. It's similar. And guess what happens when everybody turns rotten? It turns to fucking hell. It turns to fucking Shitville 3000. That's what the fuck happens. And I see that already happening. I see, like I said, a couple people who are doing bullshit, getting away with it. And, you know, like I said, maybe somebody would beat the shit out of them, punish them, something. But sometimes those people end up in jail. So it's kind of like a lot of people have just been standing back while these fuckheads have been getting away with shit. And more people are like, hey, well, that person's gonna be doing this and getting away with it, I'm gonna do something like that. And then I'm gonna do it. And everybody's starting to do it. And it's turning to this overall degeneracy of the entire fucking situation. And it's turning to fucking Shitville. It is. It's pretty much fucking there, dude. And then, like, how do you get back from that? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Nobody likes Shitville. People all fucking, look, I'll tell you, look, the fucking shitty people, when everybody else is being decent and shit, they think it's cool because they're like, hey, look, everybody's decent, I can get away with this bullshit. But once everybody else turns to shitheads too, even the fucking shitheads that started the shit hate it. You know what I mean? And it just turns to fucking Shitville 3000. Everybody fucking hates it. Everybody wants to like beat each other up and kill each other. What's gonna happen? People are gonna blow up and start fucking doing shit like that. They're gonna be so pissed, so annoyed. Even the people who did it in the first place are gonna be annoyed. And they're gonna fucking start fucking, you know, being crazy. You know what I mean? They're gonna be fucking pissed about it. They're gonna start being like, they can't, it's like people can't live like that. They cannot fucking tolerate that shit. It's fucking too much. Like I said, when everybody else is being decent and one shithead's being a shithead, he's like, cool, like, you know, it's all good because nobody's treating me like shit. But he's out there treating other people like shit. But once the whole thing turns, it's like even the shitheads hate the shithead shit. And it just turns to fucking chaos, to shit. And what's gonna happen? People are gonna fucking start going crazy. And like there's a point where it's like, I had enough. You know what I mean? And people are gonna be like, dude, like I can't deal with this no more. And people are gonna start like lashing out, whatever the fuck. And eventually, the only thing that's probably gonna keep it or put it back in check is like some chaotic fucking like violent, you know, like punishment. Like if everybody's just like, oh look, I get away with it, people gonna keep doing it. But and then eventually people are just all gonna get so sick of it, they're like, fuck this shit. They're gonna lash out here, lash out there, until eventually people are like, okay, let me like quit doing that shit. And maybe some way, somehow, order will be reestablished. We'll get back to that original, you know, honor, respect shit, you know what I mean? But it doesn't even have to go there. It doesn't have to go through that cycle. It doesn't have to go through insane fucking craziness. You know what I mean? To understand that this is what happens. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like, a little bit of yeast works its way through a whole batch of dough. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, those little shitheads who are out here like disrespecting whatever, they need to be like eliminated or put in check, whatever, punished, whatever the fuck it takes, before it works its way through the entire batch of dough. Because if you let it work its way through the entire batch of dough, what's gonna happen? It's all gonna get spoiled. It's all gonna turn to shit. It's gonna be a big ass fucking yeast fest, and everybody's gonna have a bad time. And that's really what I already see. And that's why it's so important that people hold each other accountable to this fucking like basic human standard shit. You know what I mean? Honor, fucking respect, decency, whatever. If you just let people be fuckheads, then you say, fuck it, they're being shitheads, I'm gonna do it too. Everybody's gonna turn to shitheads, and there's gonna be chaos, and everybody's gonna hate it. It's gonna be violence. People might die in a situation, and whatever's left, people might be like, okay, like, maybe we should all stop killing each other and be decent again. You don't gotta go through that. You can just see it ahead of time and not go through that shit. And I mean, it's not really a hard concept. I think it's pretty easy to understand, so, you know, I hope people do. I only took 6.5 minutes to explain it, you know what I mean? 6.5 minutes could save the whole world from stupidity, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. And that's the thing, like, it's so important to, like, nip that shit in the bud when you see a little shithead. You guys to be punished. You can't let that motherfucker get away with it. Otherwise, people are going to be like, well, fuck it. If he's getting away with it, I'm going to do it too. And then everybody's going to fucking go, dude. You can't let that shit slide, dude. And that's why there's shit like that in the world. That's why there's, like, criminal justice system that covers a lot of shit. And a lot of people, like, have been publicly executed just to, like, you know, make a statement to everybody else. Like, look, you get out of line. Here's what's going to happen. But that's might not even be necessary in some cases. Look, you know, there's little infractions that really aren't even covered by the criminal justice system law. It's just like little infractions, like common sense decency, that's fucking violated all the time. And for that shit, there just needs to be like a fucking bitch slap or some type of fucking, I don't know, some type of fucking rebuke or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You know, there has to be something. You can't just let bullshit slide. And I see that so fucking often. And it's the same thing. Like I said, other people see it and they start doing it. They're like, hey, look, this guy's doing this shit and get away with it. Look, let's do that too. You know, it's like, it's just what people do. A lot of people are rotten and they don't, like, live by this fucking G code, whatever you want to call it. But even if they do, and they see people getting ahead, getting away with bullshit, they're eventually going to be like, dude, like, they're going to see that they're, like, trying to stick to, like, some decency shit while these other people are doing fuck shit and it's advantageous. So they're going to say, you know what? I'm going to do that too. And so it's going to work its way through the fucking dough. The yeast is going to work its way through the dough. And that being said, it's not even a hard concept. It's pretty fucking simple. And that's why I just wanted to explain that. One, I was talking about other shit. I don't even want to get into details, but that in itself is a easy concept to understand. And I mean, like, the world needs to understand that shit. It's so fucking simple, dude. That's why honor and respect. That's why back in the day, if you, like, you know, disrespected somebody, they're like, let's go outside and duel. We'll fucking shoot each other. Like, they didn't play with that shit, you know what I mean? Because they understood, like, intrinsically what's gonna happen if you let these motherfuckers slide, you know what I mean? And you just can't let that shit slide. It keeps order in the whole situation. And like I said, that one little bit of yeast is gonna work its way through a whole batch of dough. That's the last thing we need, because there's gonna be chaos. People be fucking, eventually just get so sick of it, all start killing each other, doing crazy shit. It's like, damn, we could have, you know, saved ourselves. We could have saved all that fucking, you know, destruction and whatever just by, you know, identifying the fucking disease, you know, when it was, you know, fucking in its infancy, you know what I mean? And getting rid of it. You don't let that shit fucking infect the whole bunch and then fucking try to, you know, no, dude, we have to identify shit, nip that shit in the bud, whatever, and hold people accountable to certain standards of decency. Common sense type shit, dude. It's real fucking simple. With that being said, I gotta go. Got lightning coming and shit, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna chill. Hopefully this shit is effective and conveying this message and whatever, man. I gotta go. I'm out.